Hey, well, hello, TMG. Ben Cowa here. And this month, it's July. We're on the outside part of the wellness wheel, and it's our third element, actually. It's our third element, and we're going to be talking about relationships, and relationships as a wellness element, and how it's a part of your holistic wellness. Relationships and wellness, it's a big part of your well-being. No doubt you've had relationships where they've been unbelievably uplifting and positive and made you feel fantastic, and other relationships that have absolutely been toxic. And I guess sometimes even having one relationship that had both of those characteristics. But I think we all know what wonderful relationships can do for our well-being, and of course what toxic relationships can do for our well-being. A relationship exercise, is it all intuitive, or do you ever maybe sometimes just sit down and take stock of your relationships? Like, who do I spend my time with? And almost, weight the amount of time you spend with them. And why do I spend that time with that person? Why do I do it? Out of 10, how do I feel about my time with that person? And, just how do I feel? Like 10 being euphoric and 1 being crummy. But how do I feel with that person? And kind of look over that exercise, that group of people that you've kind of jotted down, and the amount of time you're spending with them. And hey, where are the great numbers? The 7, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and what am I doing to constantly keep that going in terms of action steps to keep that relationship going? Because it makes me feel good. You get that energy from that other person as well. Where are the ones where it's not going so well, and perhaps I'd like them to be better, and what action am I taking to get them up there? And perhaps number 3 on that exercise is, why am I spending time with these people in any way, shape, or form? Is it just kind of a routine that I've been in for a number of months or weeks or whatever, and it's really providing not a lot of value for either one of us? So really, when we're talking about this external layer of relationships, we're just talking about who are we spending time with, and how, what are the characteristics and the experiences of that time you're spending with those people. We're social creatures, and we need, some might debate on how much we need, but we need, and it may help make us feel more stable, more happy with our interactions with others. How often do you think about relationships and friendships, and actually even friendships, breaking it down to those close friends that you have, the ones that you go to battle with, and they'd go to battle with you, other friends, family, there's work friends, there's community friends, there's clients that have turned into friends. And how often do you think about these relationships? It's amazing, but some of these relationships, we're talking about a wellness element here, and some of these relationships have taken on very professional and specialized help. Family counseling, one-on-one marriage counseling, books, endless resources on relationships. And why? Because it is a big part of wellness. And I think we don't spend enough time sometimes just really thinking about why we're in certain relationships and what we can do to be better in those relationships, which leads to some thoughts on perhaps building better relationships. And this is by no means an exhaustive list, but just a few points that I've kind of come across is, first and foremost, and I do put this first and foremost, is that you must love yourself first, a deep, deep, true love. The whole notion of how can I give love and affection and build a relationship with someone if I do not truly have that for myself. Now that, I do believe, is the bedrock of developing great relationships, is the one you have with yourself. And that may require some deep diving and some professional help, and that's great. That's why professional help is out there, okay, to help you really love who you are, okay, and why you are. So that's number 1, just love yourself. Number 2, thoughts on providing some tips on better relationships, is establishing boundaries, really knowing what your boundaries are, and really knowing the boundaries of the other people who you want to develop a relationship with. Knowing each other's boundaries, very, very key, from the big boundaries to the little boundaries. Vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream. It goes right down to that. Number 3, in terms of better relationships and just thoughts on it, is the communication. And with communication, I really want to stress listening. Be a professional listener. Be an aggressive listener. Be a passionate listener. Seek first to understand before trying to be understood. We don't listen enough. We don't listen well enough. And, you start thinking about school curriculums and programs in university, et cetera, et cetera. Listening is not, but we must listen better. And when we listen better, I do believe we communicate better. Number 4 is, in terms of building better relationships, I found that being positive, laughter, fun, find a way, build it in, try to make it happen. I can't think of some great relationships that have happened and maintained a great relationship in the absence of any fun, laughter, or joy. So work on fun, being positive, and laughter. And the 5th point I kind of find in building relationships with others is embrace growth, each other's growth, rather than seeking perhaps comfort in the things that you're doing as a routine. So just really embracing growth in each other, versus valuing the comfort zones. So relationships, many believe that the quality of a person's relationships directly feeds into their emotional, spiritual, and even physical health. So I'll leave you with that. That's the outer layer of relationships, folks. Ben Cow signing off. TMG, spread some wellness. Bye for now.